Hi everyone, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. It's Wednesday, February the 3rd, more than halfway through the week here, new month. And yeah, we're off to a roaring start here this week after a big sell-off last week. So dips eventually get bought up in this market, obviously. So let's start out and take a look at some of the indexes, see where we are so far, maybe see how we're going to finish out the week. Start out with the transports as always. Let's take a look here. You can see this is going to be the sort of the tail of the tape for all these indexes. We had two really nice days here. Big day Monday, bigger day Tuesday, and kind of a take a breather day on Wednesday. So well off the lows of the day. And all these lows seem to happen around 11 o'clock Eastern time. So if you're looking for a time to buy in, get into a position, sometimes it seems that 11 o'clock seems to be the time that the stocks start to turn around. That'll be 11 Eastern time. So just keep that in mind. Just seems to be a pattern that just keeps on repeating. Well, let's get back to this in a minute. The Dow, again, same sort of story here. Two days. Yesterday, really big day. And today, a bit of a breather. Volume kind of dropping off here a little bit, which might be a little bit of a concern. But again, we did have this sell-off here that seemed to break trend, but now we're kind of getting back on track. But again, this is going to be this area up here, and you're going to see this on a lot of the indexes where we kind of chopped around, couldn't make a new high. We're probably going to come back up to here and probably chop around again, is my guess. So a little bit more upside and then maybe some choppy. Again, same thing with IWM, the small caps. We had this area of we just couldn't get higher, and then we had this big pullback. Not a big pullback, but I would say a small pullback, and now we're right back up to these highs. But again, this may be your kind of where we're going to chop around here once we get back up to that level. Qs, I mean, you can see exactly what happened here. We came back up to we opened up pretty high, but then just basically sold off all day and finished actually down on the day. So interesting price action on the Qs, but again, couldn't make a new high and hold. So and the sell-off was pretty light volume, not a lot of buying, but not a lot of selling either. So there you go. And the SPY, same thing. Here's your area where there's going to be some resistance. We're getting up close to that area, and then we pulled back from it. So again, I'm thinking we're probably going to churn around here. Volume dropping off a bit. Stochastics come back up. The dollar, not much to say about the dollar here. We obviously broke trend, made a higher low. Another higher low here, another higher low. So we're just kind of working our way along here sideways. This is probably an area where there was a gap fill, and now we're having some resistance here. So we'll see if the dollar keeps getting strong, because if it does, obviously it's not going to be great for gold and some of the emerging markets. The VIX, 1, 2, 3, and this day was, even though we really didn't make a lot of headway in terms of the indexes, the VIX really sold off. So fear coming out of the market again. Not a lot of concern about a big sell-off. So VIX came right back down again after this big pop, and again seems to be tail of the tape. Dips eventually get bought up. TLT, and this is where I want to get back and talk to about yields. You can see here we broke down, made a new low on the TLT, which is the treasuries. This is the value of the treasuries. Of course, what happens when the value of the treasuries drop? The 10-year yield rises. The yield is rising. So you can see here we're right back up to this prior high on the yield. And I'm not even sure if this chart is updated, but we might have even broken out here based on the TLT making a new low. So again, what's the concern here? I mean, if we keep getting yields rising and inflation keeps creeping in, this is eventually going to become a problem for the markets going higher. Right now, I think we're still safe, but again, just keeping an eye on this. Looks like MACD is turning back up after we kind of held the 20 moving average, so we're still in an uptrend here on the yields. So again, something to keep an eye on. Maybe a little bit of a warning flag on the track. So I thought I'd look at these squeezes just out of curiosity to see where they've gone in the last 3 days. You can see here we've had some big sell-off days on all of these squeezes. That was inevitable. You can see here how the volume's dropping off. So basically, as I was talking about here, just no more buyers. So when there's no more buyers and sellers are still, some sellers are still taking profits. It's just the sellers take control. So, and when you get these parabolic moves, eventually you do run out of buyers. Just nobody's willing to buy after a big parabolic move like that. Same with BlackBerry. Again, we're pulling down. We've come down to this 20 moving average. Maybe going to churn around here, but look at this volume. Look at how it dropped off there. Same story with Bed Bath & Beyond. We held at this 25 level. You can see why. This is where we pulled back on this ABCD pattern higher. And GameStop again. Just no buyers and just sellers not holding the line anymore, taking their losses because where did this end up? Of $485, I think was the high, 483. Yeah, and now we're down. Went out today at a low of 85, closed at 92. Wow, you wouldn't want to have been the person up here still holding the line at $400. So, and here's an interesting one, Space. What a crazy trading stock. Up Monday, big, broke out. Tuesday gapped up, but then just like sold off really hard. And then Wednesday came back, storm and Norman. So crazy price action and really good volume. I have no idea where this is going from here. It's looking like it could be toppy up here, maybe making a double top. But yeah, crazy price action on Space. So quick looks at candles at a glance here. Some of the sectors. Let's just see what was hot, what was not. You can see here energy was hot. XLE popped up and it was because oil broke out. So energy looking like it's making a bit of a comeback here after uptrend reversal. You can see lower high here and then the downtrend, and now we're kind of a doji formation here, and now we're reversing higher. So energy looks like it may continue higher. The other one I was going to mention was financials. Again, as the yields start to steepen, as they start to go up, financials are probably going to find some footing here. So maybe Morgan Stanley, if you were looking for something blue chip, or maybe let's just take a look at KRE, which is a regional banking ETF. Again, looking like it might make a run back up to 60 here. So banks are looking good. XLE looking like it could be in play here. It's got a decent amount of headroom up to go up here. So a nice run back up to 44. So I'd be keeping an eye on that one, maybe jumping in. One stock I did take an entry in was Ford on this pullback. Ford is reporting earnings, and I've got some options on these, and they're long dated. They're out into next year. So I don't usually hold stocks through earnings, knowingly hold them through a known event. But I'm just thinking I might just hold Ford through this earnings report. I do kind of know that the Ford truck sales have been just off the charts. So I know they're having trouble keeping up with them in the U.S. I know somebody who's trucking Fords, brand new Fords from Canada down into the U.S. to the U.S. dealerships because they can't get enough of them there. So anyway, might just hold Ford. That's real breaking my rule there of not holding autos through earnings. So I wouldn't recommend it. But we'll see how that works out. Anyway, it's a long dated call. I'm in it for the long run. So yeah, that's one thing I'm looking at here. And I just want to mention pot stocks too. Obviously, there was some big news today on GWPH. I think something to do with Jazz Pharmaceutical, maybe buying them out or taking a position or working with them. I didn't get the news exactly, but GWH was up huge amount. So and the Democrats seem to move forward with the bill on legalizing marijuana. So all these pot stocks are on a tear. I do have a few of them. Crone was one of them. Kronos, so it had a nice pop today. There's lots of them. Afria was another one. Seems to be doing well. The nice thing is some of these are Canadian stocks, so I've got some in my Canadian portfolio. So yeah, getting a nice pop today on that. And of course, there's the one I own is Willow Biosciences. Really liking this one for a possible takeout candidate as well. So anyway, we don't buy things for buyouts because that's just a guessing game. But again, this one's looking good as well. Willow Biosciences. So anyway, yeah. Quick look at earnings. What we got coming up here Thursday, tomorrow. We had PayPal and Qualcomm tonight. Qualcomm down after hours. PayPal up, and Square's up in sympathy with PayPal. And let's take a look what we got tomorrow after the market. We've got Piton Snap, Nokia before the market, Gilead Sciences, Activision, Pinterest. Some interesting ones, of course, Ford, Merck, Bristol Myers, and Philip Morris. Yeah, we got a lot of got 140 companies I think reporting tomorrow. So big earnings day tomorrow. We'll see how things pan out. But anyway, that's a wrap. So as usual, I always like to finish off with this little plug for my book, How to Swing Trade. It's on Amazon. So if you haven't checked it out, here it is. And of course, as usual, we will be in the Bear Bull Trading Room in the morning. 8:30 a.m. Norman Carlos take you through the pre-market show. We'll be looking at stocks in play, and then 9:30 we will trade the market open, see how things go from there. I believe last time I looked, the futures were green, but we'll see what happens between now and the morning. So hopefully we'll see you all in the morning. Take care. Have a great rest of the night, everyone. Bye for now.